Hello all, welcome back to Words and Pictures for some more tag time. I'm continuing to keep things fairly simple on the tag front at the moment, partly because at this time of year you want to make the most of any good weather there is, get out in the garden, do the work that needs doing there. I've also got lots and lots of exciting things going on behind the scenes, more of which another time. I can't reveal too much just yet. Of the spring summer tags we created the other day, I'm sort of drawn to these two at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to do both or just one. As you can see, I've got some Photobooth photos out on the table. I'm thinking of maybe just some simple collaging today. I've also got the slightly larger Photomatic. I've always adored this girl in any size photo she comes in. So I also just want to have a look. The thing is, with the Photomatic, they're such an amazing large size version of the Photobooth photos, but because they're a large size and I don't want to cover up too much of this background, I don't know that I want to go Photomatic today. I might just want to go Photobooth, although just that by itself is making me so deeply happy that I think that might be what I'm going to pursue. Good. Okay, so you guys head off to the side there. We'll play with you another time. Wondering about, I've got some leftover embossed card from some workshops in May. I sort of want to just have a little look at what that might be like to have. That really is going to start covering up lots of background, so maybe it's simpler to stick to my favoured collaging elements like rusty wire, or I mean that's quite good. It's the branch of whatever the roses these are growing on. Let's have a look at. Yeah, I do love a bit of rusty wire. I've got some of my much loved film strip ribbon here, and of course that doesn't cover up a background at all. Yes. Old favourites, often the way. And I've mentioned, I think in a previous video, that one of my workshop participants gifted me some delightful die cut bugs, so they might be a part of this. I think there might be, I don't know. I'm sort of feeling very, very minimalist today. And because the background is such fun, obviously I'll link to that stencil session. This is one of the ones with, I mean, look at that, the clear embossing on that, and then the oxide sky in the background. It's all just delicious, and I am now starting to think maybe I don't want to cover it up so much. Let's try somebody else on here. Let's try one of the Photobooth sized ones. It's just going to be one of those days where the background is the point, I think, here. Yeah, see, that's better. I'm losing much less of what's going on in that background if I use her. Still pretty keen on this. Still pretty keen on film strip ribbon, because again, it doesn't cover anything up. That's good. What I might do is go straight in for a stapling of that before I can change my mind. And if I staple it, then I've still got the option to put all sorts of other things around and behind and over and under and in and out. Yes, mini stapler, where are you? Hiding in the toolbox. So one that goes just in there, one that goes just in there, and then she's on, and that's decision made. No, I see. And also look at that, so you've got the light catching of the embossing powder now, and you've got the light catching of the acetate film strip ribbon. Do we want a bug? I don't think we want that bug. If we want a bug, he's very creepy crawly. What about the little crane fly? That's not uninteresting. A double negative always shows such enthusiasm, don't you think? I think we might want some little bits of ephemera, maybe. I thought I'd dug some ephemera out, but I don't seem to have it here. I've got these gauge dials. They're quite They're quite nice for a touch of vintage detail or interest. Something brownish, something... See, she's quite a sepia toned sort of a thing. So maybe a fully black and white one is a good thing. Speed, is that a speedometer? That's quite cool. Or let's have a look with something lighter and brighter and whiter. And then we'll also have a look with something that's more sepia to match her colour tone. Colour tone of that. Oh no, that's horrid. How interesting. Immediate response. Don't really like that red. Can I hide that red? I'd need it to go there to hide the red. So no, unless I put it sideways, which is deeply unsatisfying. Oh, see, the sepia is the best. I got another sepia one that's not got red stuff on. No, red arrow, I mean red pointer on that one. So those sideways numbers are slightly growing on me, but it does look a bit odd. Red, 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 red. I have got a new pack of these hiding somewhere. Because when my first ever pack of the... Ooh, hello, a compass. When my first ever pack of these arrived, the parcel got wet and the envelope completely split. Not the fault of the shop that I got them from at all. It, you know, it's just one of these things that can happen. And so half my gauge dials actually slightly disintegrated. I like this one better. I'm sad about losing this flower is the thing that's mostly going on in my head at the moment. So if I can tuck it a little further. Oh, I quite like that. And then, you know, if I was really feeling like I want to preserve my possibilities, I could even have this quarter cut out to use on a project that I might want a quarter with the red bit on, which I don't. There we go. That's interesting. Still not sure about him. At the moment, that's making me fairly happy. What do I need? I need some more ephemera to look at. Back in a sec. Okay, let's see. As you can see, this might be a really dynamic departure. I had a little dig around. These are the sadly discontinued, I believe, Field Notes ephemera. And rather than this bug, I just wondered whether maybe I want a more colourful form of insect, which might be one of these butterflies. Oh, quite like that. Somewhere there, coming off the edge of the tag. That's quite nice. There's still a little bit of ephemera ribbon down there. I mean film strip ribbon. Or up here, also quite nice. And then what happened was, as I was pulling out some of my favourite curator labels, obviously I was leaning towards the neutrals or the greens, and then I suddenly thought, well, maybe what wants to happen is something altogether brighter and more summery. Let's have a look at that there. Yeah, see, and then what you might want, oh, I don't know if I can go as far as that red one, but I might go as far as that soft red one. Might have a little one of those overlapping there. Do want some neutrals. I can't be doing without. But that neutral's got a little bit, oh, see, that neutral's got a little bit of red on. That's quite fun. Just popping in there. Maybe that's a thing behind the butterfly's head. So as she's got a circle behind her head, maybe the butterfly wants something behind his head. Again, we're losing roses, which I am keeping an eye out on. I'm keeping an eye on the rose factor. I do see that the butterfly covers quite a lot, but maybe if we bend the wings up and do a little bit of that sort of shaping, we can get the butterfly to cover up a little bit less of what's going on underneath. That would also require a little staple through there to keep him upright. And then maybe, oh, see, I'm leaning towards that. Has a little label to maybe go, ooh, maybe behind the acetate film ribbon. And then that could go over the top to slightly disguise it. That's starting to make me happy. I don't know about the, I don't think I can go as far as red and pink and orange. Maybe that goes this side, a little bit there. Maybe that's quite good. Oh look, and I don't know if you can hear it. I've now got a bug in the room. Got a little fly flying around. Maybe that goes there. And maybe there is a little place for this little round one under here. EW, don't know what EW stands for. Maybe it's her name. Esther Weston. No, that's a terrible name. Enid Weston. There she is. That's funnily enough, that's actually making me rather happy. Oh, see, who knew that there would be a journey into red happening today? Should that also go behind? Or maybe I'm starting to think that label needs not to be behind the film ribbon. Well, I do like it there. Just going to get a little pair of tweezers out to just nudge that one into place. It's quite interesting having it behind. It catches the eye and sort of says, ooh, I've got secrets hiding. I think we want a little bit of something behind. Maybe it's a strip. Where are my Snippets strips? Oh no, that's mummy cloth. Well, that could be quite nice too. There are my number strips. Oh look, there's loads of these with red writing on as well. I think I'm getting carried away now. Too much red could be too much. Is it, my question to myself at the moment in the back of my head is that red distracting from the background now? Is it too much red? And is it making me not notice the lovely blue greens of the background? Or is it allowing the blue greens of the background to really pop? I think I like it. I think I'm just going to glue it down. Again, before I can second guess myself. Well, I would if I could find the glue. There we go. Okay, no second guessing. I'm just going to go in with some bits of glue behind so that, oh, lots of glue, so that I don't disturb the positions of these too much as I go, because I want them where I've got them, really. Sometimes when you lift up in order to glue, things go back in a better position. But at the moment, I'm really enjoying the specific positions things are in. So I just want to try and catch and freeze while I can. And that's partly because the red is a bit of a wild card for me. And I don't understand how red works, really. Is the simplest way of putting it. It's not something I'm accustomed to playing with, and so I'm less sure of my ability to get things to work using red. It's an interesting sort of fear factor, I guess. Basically, it's a fear factor. I did sort of like having something under there, but that one was too dark. If I can find something a little bit paler, part 4, but that's not going to be long enough to stick out. Font on that one's too big. Show me the part 4. Can I get that somehow in relation to the butterfly in a way that makes, oh, so if that came off the side of the tag, and then we could have something coming off the side of the tag the other side as well. Maybe another of these. Oh, blackberry jam, that one says, which is lovely. I love the notion of blackberry jam on the tag, but oh no, the red's too much. The red needs to go behind the photo. Come on, slide under, slide under. Just that, heading outwards maybe. Oh, it can't go quite there because that's where the staple is. So here's the slight disadvantage of stapling everything in advance, is the exact space where I want something to go, I now can't get it to go. Let's have another look at that there. I think that's quite good coming out there, and that coming out there. And I've still got that rose there, I've got those roses there, that's plenty of rosiness. If I were to trim this a little bit, I'd get more word than not word as that sticks out here. Let's just get that in the right place, like so, coming out from behind the butterfly. Yes, 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 yes. Then you here. That one jumping up has made me think maybe the pink is too much. Maybe what I want is another little brown one, slightly paler one. Put the pink back and have a look. Maybe the pink is okay. See, again, this is about me not being quite sure how much red I can really stand. Maybe if that goes underneath, maybe that's the thing. There it is. Funny. Just that thing of whether it was in front or behind made all the difference. Perfectly happy to cover up that staple. Oh look, haven't glued the butterfly yet. That's all right. Let's pop that down just on the edge so that we can see Enid properly. You're going here. Question again to myself, I think that might be going to go in with a staple. Let's see if I can get it to go right in the middle of the body, right on the edge. Oh, it's a bit risky because if it doesn't go exactly where I want it, I'm going to be cross, aren't I? Maybe better to glue it. You stick down, please. There we go. Enid, what do you reckon? A little bit further down, then we lose the rose. A little bit further up, we lose quite a lot of Enid. Somewhere in between. Yeah, it does need, I need to be able to see. If I staple it and it ends up not where I want it, I don't think I'll be a very happy bunny. There we go. There we go. Well, well, well. Who knew that things were going to turn red today? I certainly didn't expect that. That's almost the last thing I would have expected to happen. I'm really tempted in the future to keep those two together because I really like how that pink is drawing out the pink in that butterfly. Pink and red are starting to play more of a part, aren't they? I wonder if I want some words. That's a silly question. Of course I want some words. I wonder what manner of words I want. I'm going to have a think about that and I'll be back. So this is a set of the clipping stickers that came on sheets of paper rather than in a pad. I can't remember whether it came before or after the pad. I'm sort of drawn to his heart full of bright hopes. Obviously she's a she, so his heart is going. Although obviously I will keep his heart because you might want his heart another time. And I'm just thinking she might just be full of bright hopes there. She might be full of bright hopes down here. It might want to go, see, that's a bit, it's a bit pat, a bit simplistic, a bit, don't know. I quite like it attached to Enid in a more secure way. Maybe, I keep getting drawn back to here. If the button, or let's look at it there. No, that's not right. Let's look at it back here again. If it were a little more, if it were on black. Okay, let me just grab the phrase his heart and pop that back into one of these sheets so that I've got that for the future. Waste not, want not. You never know when you might need his heart. If we had something on black, that would have a bit more woomph up there. I don't think I'm ever going to use hello my darling, so I'm just going to use it to have a look and see if I'm right about this thought. Maybe I'm not. Maybe that's too simple as well. So let's look at a black one down here. Nah. Let's look at it down here. Closer. Coming off the side. I don't dislike it coming off the side, you know. Could it come off the side under the butterfly? Not visibly. Yeah. Maybe if... No, I don't like that. No. It would have to be very short to go there. I think that's my problem. Maybe it's not even full of bright hopes. Maybe it's just bright hopes. That might do the job. Full of bright hopes. Enid, you are full of bright hopes. And I like the phrase. Maybe what I should do is have a look for something, again, altogether different. And see what I can find. So I still think Full of Bright Hopes is probably my closest, but one thing I am thinking is I think I want to mount Enid onto, yeah, I think that's just going to frame her beautifully, and that might change how the words are going to work. So I'm going to do that next, and it's as simple as some glue onto the back of the tag. So this is, again, my trusty Cosmic Shimmer. Any acrylic glue will do. If you're in the UK, this is pretty easy to get hold of. Otherwise, I'm sure there are excellent alternatives. Yeah, this is going to make a difference to the look of how those words go down and the positioning of them. Because now as things go off the side, they're going as far as the frame, which makes a difference as well to the look of things. Need to be careful not to snip this one off. But I am going to hand cut. I'm not going to get precious about this. And I'm going to let it be a little bit wobbly and a little bit interesting as opposed to a completely beautiful straight line. So yes, I'm going to go down the other side as well and let it be a little bit uneven and uncertain, and just in a couple of places just take a little trim out of that slightly thicker side. Let's get down under this one as well, just sliding the blade of the scissor under, yeah, to just go a little thinner. Oh, that's nice. So let's have a look at Full of Bright Hopes. I haven't snipped it yet because I wasn't completely sure that that's what I wanted to have happen. That's sticking out a little too much, even though I want it wobbly. Full of Bright Hopes. See, I don't want to stick it across her face. This is the thing. Ah, but now maybe what we could do is, so we've got this card framing it. So maybe what we want is to stamp a little something. Might even just be an individual word, mightn't it? Onto this. Sorry, I was halfway through a thought. And then it dried up. I'm just thinking what word I might like. I've got so many words in my quote stamps. It could be almost anything. That's going to require another bit of thought. Okay, so EAB11 Wings Flight. I know it says Strength and Courage. That was an old printing. I think it's the word believe. I think that's what I want. So stamped in, maybe for once in a while, stamped in black, but I'm going to stamp it in a black and in a grey because I can, and then I can choose what colour I want in the long run. Don't need to ink up the whole stamp, obviously, because I only want that one word. Oh, maybe, well, brown could also be an option, couldn't it? Let's go grey to start with. Let's get the word believe onto this paper. This is quite a textured, cheap watercolour paper from a pad. But I don't think I mind that it's a bit... See, it's quite a subtle black. It's quite a soft black, and I think it might be quite nice. Don't think I want to, for once, engage in brown. Let's have a look, and then we'll see where we are. So snip, snip. Off you come. I believe. Oh, maybe I believe is good. Let's keep the eye for now. Enid, do you believe? And if so, in what do you believe? Yourself. I believe. I don't like the eye. Let's have a look at believe. little bit of edging just to bed things in. Maybe that'll do the trick. I'm going to wish I'd done a little bit of edging around this tag in a minute before gluing it down to the other paper. Believe. Quite like that. Let's have a look at it in the other optional places. Down under the butterfly. Nope. Maybe what it is that this tag doesn't need any words. Impossible. Oh, that's good. In contact with both the photo and this red label. There we go. Done. Sold. Stop now. Stop second guessing. Stop overthinking. Get it stuck down. Believe. Yes, Enid. Believe. You can and you will. Fly like a butterfly. So I'm just lifting up the wings again here, bending that paper, because what it gets me is a better shot at the rose underneath. Grand. Time to dive in for a close-up. Well, almost time to dive in for a close-up. You know what's going to happen. I'm going to put some twine through here. I'm probably going to put some white spatter onto Enid, and then I'll be diving in for a close-up. Thank you, as always, for your company on this creative journey. It's always a joy to hear from you below the line. I will, as always, link as many things as I think are useful in the description below, as well as adding a list of ingredients so that you can track down things you might be interested in playing with yourself. If you've enjoyed today's episode, do give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, do join us for this creative playtime and get notified when there are new videos to watch. For now, thank you for joining me for today's tag time, and happy crafting all.